Have you practiced your boxing yet? It's vlog getting 910. This is how I box. Nobody sees it coming.
Good morning. It's Saturday, and it seems like the protests might have calmed down a little bit out there because all the metro lines are open as far as I can see. Unfortunately, there was a gas explosion at a bakery over in the 9th, which is unfortunate. I don't know exactly where it was. I haven't looked it up, but it is a great neighborhood. It's a neighborhood that I really love, so I hope everybody's okay. Thankfully, as far as I'm seeing on the news, it has nothing to do with the protests. And the protests ongoing, while they've gotten smaller, have gotten a little bit more intense as far as like last weekend. I think they were burning a bunch of cars and stuff, and so it seems like it's kind of calming down, seems like it's getting very much smaller, and at the same time I'm sure is still in the news too much. So on that front, if you're here, just a reminder, and the protests are going, just avoid those areas because they've been using a lot of tear gas and you don't want to get tear gassed, and it's just kind of intense. So to answer the question everybody keeps asking me, Paris is still safe. It's only protests on Saturdays, which is part of the reason that it's like, well, I might as well just kind of chill on Saturdays and make simple videos and stay home. Although this morning I need to go find new Band-Aids because this one is from Paul and Christian, and I need more to keep my finger from, bleeding on my sheets and so forth. I also would like to go get some coffee, ride my wheel for a minute. That's kind of what I'm going to do this morning. I'm not really feeling like going out and about today. I'm kind of thinking that I might end up doing a little bit of audiobook recording with couriers here, just covered in dust. That's another question I have. For those of you that have linen, like actual linen sheets, does the dust ever stop? Or do they just continually produce an endless supply of linen dust? Because I've never had this much dust in my life before. It's a little bit intense. I'm dusting. I'm keeping it clean as best I can, but it's a never-ending battle. So anyway, if you're planning on coming to Paris, don't worry about it. On Saturdays, maybe just, keep an eye on the protests, have a contingency plan in case the protests are happening in an area that you want it to be, and still have fun. And it's just on Saturdays. Like, the protesters are still taking Sundays off, and then they're going back to work. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, or at all. I generally just don't worry about it. The main reason that I don't go out on Saturdays right now is just because who knows which metro lines are going to be closed. And I was thinking about riding my wheel all the way to the Peloton today, but I think I'm going to try and do that tomorrow. That'll be an adventure. We'll see if I make it or not. But as for today, thinking I'm just gonna have a pretty chill recovery day. Enough talk about that though. We need to go see if there's an open pharmacy for Band-Aids and then coffee. And then whatever happens after that. Band-Aids, check. Woo! Coffee? We'll find out here shortly. Okay, double success. Now to see if I can get it all home without spilling anything. So speaking of the sheets, just saw that Christelle, a new patron of mine, thank you Christelle for jumping into Patreon. Very kind of you. Was asking about the linen sheets because I guess she's thinking about getting linen sheets and she's only ever had cotton sheets. And so I guess that answers your question about the shedding. To be fair, it's much less dust than when I started. When I started, every morning the stairs were just covered in dust and basically preformed dust bunnies already. So the intensity has gone down now that I've washed them a few times, and I think it'll continue to go down. I don't know if it'll ever go down completely, but I didn't even know what I was doing when I bought them. I've only ever had cotton sheets myself, and of course I was buying sheets in French and and it's not that I was looking for cotton sheets, but I saw these on a display, they were on a display, and I kind of felt them and I was like, these are nice. I like how these feel. I like how they look. It's gonna go for the look that I want because I live in a weird world where it has to look halfway decent, right? Obviously right now this place is a mess, but when I was making the video for Simba, I wanted to make sure that the sheets look nice, and I wanted to make sure that they were of nice quality because I'd never really I hadn't bought sheets in years. I haven't purchased sheets in a really long time because I was living with my parents before I moved here, and then I was living in hotels for a couple years before that, and then I was living on the ship before that. So it's been a long time since I've been domestic at all. I don't know anything about linen. I don't know anything about, sheets, but they're really, really nice. They're kind of cooling. So even with my duvet, I don't have a top sheet or a separate sheet from the duvet to, you know, cover me in a light fashion in the American style. Here they just generally go straight for duvets. But the nice thing is with the linen sheets, I feel like they're fairly good at regulating heat. Like they're cooling. So I stay kind of at the right temperature all the time. I would highly recommend them. So far, so good. They're great. The only downside is the dust, but I can handle that. I don't have a lot of space to dust, so I should buy a little vacuum cleaner at some point though, especially so I can vacuum like the couch and the carpet and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. Successful run with the wheel. I'm feeling more and more confident on it. I ran into a couple situations where I had to hop off of it just because of traffic issues, but like no problems. I did let it fall over one time and it kind of freaked out, but that was just because my hands were full and it was just a lot of people and I ended up unfortunately just letting it go. The one area that I feel like I could get more graceful on it, like I get on it fairly consistently, fairly well, but getting off of it, I'm not the most graceful dismounter of the wheel, so I definitely want to work on that as I go. That'll be really good. I'm working on my editorial calendar. Yesterday especially was really working on that. Planning on going and doing you saw Val last night, planning on going and doing a bunch of tours with her and her company in the near future, as well as with Paul and Christian, obviously, doing Bike About tours. If you guys are interested in doing bicycle tours of Paris or Versailles, they're the ones to do it with, but we're going to do some other stuff around town, like biking around Paris, and it's not going to be just going on their tours. We're hoping to do some other fun stuff as well. So that's cool. That stuff's in the works. And then today, I might work on the book a little bit and try to chill. I feel like I'm hitting a weird tension point where I've been doing, I feel like a better job of relaxing, but I'm hitting my limit where I start to feel antsy. Like I need to spend more time resting, but I'm hitting that point where it's like, I'm not resting because I feel super tired anymore. I'm resting because I know I need to, because it's healthy. And there's a part of me that's actively rejecting that. And that introduces a new tension into the whole situation. Interesting one that I'm going to have to continue to process, hopefully figure out as I go. I don't know. I was hoping there would be some more movies released that I could just go like watch a movie or something, and at least I'd get out of the house and go relax, but there's nothing out right now that I want to see. That's the unfortunate thing about movies coming out later in France than they do in the States. Anywho, we've gone down enough rabbit trails for now. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to enjoy my coffee now. I found an appropriate solution to my not knowing what I'm going to do today. I've been talking a lot about starting to stream forever, and I just never had the kind of like the time or the gusto to do it, but I've been craving a return to video games, which might be a little bit nerdy for some of you, I don't know. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I want to replay a couple of games that I haven't played in a really long time, and then I want to play some games that I missed out on. Because I haven't played video games in years, and there are certain games that I think would be a lot of fun to play, would be a lot of fun to stream. And so for those of you that are interested in watching my stream, I'll link below to, I'll start on Twitch, I'll save them, and maybe I'll post them on YouTube later, not on this channel. Have to start a separate channel, don't worry, you're not going to start getting notifications for gaming if you're not interested in gaming. But I've been really wanting to do it for a long time, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing Half-Life, the original, because it's been so long since I played it. I just kind of want to recapture that experience, and I've been kind of like craving a replay of that. I never got to play Skyrim, for example. I don't know, the list goes on and on. Basically any video game you name, I probably haven't played it because it's been so long. And I'm actually really excited because I got Twitch up and running, and it took me a couple minutes, but I realized just how tired I look actually by the webcam is not complimentary at all. Anyways, I'm gonna go get lunch so I have a little bit of energy, and then I think I'm gonna do that. I'll try to post everywhere right now that I'm gonna be doing that, and I'll make a little bit of an announcement out of it, and then I'm gonna start just playing for fun. If you're not interested, come over and join me. It'll be just like hanging out, and we'll come up with a regular time that I end up doing it along the way, I'm sure. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm gonna go get lunch. I'm gonna finish this right here. It was lovely to hang out with you on this delightfully gray, overcast, and indoor Saturday in Paris. I hope that you're doing well. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try and do my long run down to the Peloton on the wheel tomorrow, so tune in to see if I survive. And if nothing else, at least we'll get out of the house and it'll be wonderful. And I'll see you then. Where flashlight probably comes in really handy. Anything we should check? Oh, why?
Okay, don't count on the cavalry finding us down here.
They're sending horses? I wouldn't count on horses getting down all these stairs anyway. You keep climbing.